Actually, I'm going to so y'all should get a notification just to let you know that the video is recording. This is just for purposes if students are not able to show up. We can share this or pass this information along. So again, welcome everybody. I just have some announcements before we get started here. So a lot of y'all have already been, receiving emails from me kind of periodically, just preparing you for your process to transfer. I've mentioned several things about, your GPA, making sure that you have your transferable credits in order, making sure that you got your FAFSA application completed, so on and so forth. So for the announcements, I just kind of want to reiterate that information for you again. Remember to transfer with the Detroit Promise Scholarship. You must have a 3.0 GPA, and you must have 58 or more transferable credits. This is what you will need to get your scholarship to transfer. This is the requirements that you'll need on your transcript after you have finished your last semester at your current community college. The next announcement is to make sure that your FAFSA 2022-2023 is completed. Smriti or Bibi, if I'm correct, this specific FAFSA application will be for the fall 2022 through the summer 2023 school year.
That is correct.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so make sure that that is complete. If you haven't done so already, complete it. Select Wayne State University as your school. As you know, if you don't put the school on there, you won't get the funding for it. So just be mindful of that. The next thing that we've been talking about periodically is your recommendation and statement letters. I was actually talking with one of my students about this, and also this is a question for Smriti and Bibi. I just want to make sure. For the transfer application for Wayne State University, students will have to submit recommendation and statement letters. Is that correct?
For our transfer scholarship, they don't really have to do anything when they apply. If they meet the criteria, they are considered for it. The thing that they have to do is make sure that they apply and are admitted before the scholarship deadline dates.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for that. So in that scenario, you want to make sure that right now you are gathering your recommendation letters. That's extremely important. And, just preparing to write out a good statement letter to have submitted with your Wayne State application. And that's going to lead me to kind of like my next topic, which Smriti will be going over, but I just kind of want to, run it by y'all so you can know what to expect. Your Wayne State University transfer application. I provided the link. After I'm done sharing my screen, I'll make sure that I put it in the chat so everybody has it if you don't have it already. You want to make sure that this is something that you are also completing if you haven't done so already. The sooner that you complete your Wayne State University transfer application, the sooner that you can start meeting with your academic advisor to select your classes for the upcoming fall semester. It's important to do this as well because, the bigger the university, the more students that are going to be enrolling in the class. And if you register for, your classes too late, then you run the risk of not being able to take the class during that semester, but you may have to wait until another semester to where there's more, seats within the classroom. So try to do that as soon as possible. The next thing that I'm going to share with y'all that I will also put in the chat is the Detroit Promise Scholarship Transfer Release Form. You want to make sure that this is also something that you complete. This form is what you want to submit once your final transcript from your community college reads a 3.0 GPA and 58 plus transferable credits. Remember, do not complete this form until after your transcript reads that. As always, I will be, your transfer point person until you officially transfer out to Wayne State University. So most of y'all know how to reach me via email, via text. And I'll be sure to assist you. Next, we are going to have our student, or not our student, I'm sorry, Jayla, our intern, Jayla, who is interning with the Detroit Promise. She's going to check in with y'all. She's a current student at Wayne State University, and it's just some things that she would like to share. So Jayla, whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jayla. I'm a senior at Wayne State. I'm studying social work. So can you guys hear me okay with my mask on? I'm on. Okay, sorry. I'm on campus actually. But yeah, so I'm a social work major. I'll graduate this spring. I chose Wayne State just because my cousin Courtney actually graduated from here in 2017, and when she was on campus, she lived on campus, so I was always down here a lot. I got familiar with the campus area and just kind of fell in love with being in Detroit, and even when I lived on campus, I just loved just kind of being downtown and midtown. There's just so much stuff to do. Just I can go on and on about it, but yeah, no, I would say the main thing that I love about Wayne State is definitely the faculty and staff. At least with the social work, faculty, there is definitely a lot of support that you can lean on, and people that I can definitely trust a lot within. Within this campus is definitely more of like a family-based type of thing. So just know that you will never be alone. You can always reach out to your academic advisor. There is a counseling service that Wayne State offers. It's called CAPS. It's counseling and psychological services. So there's plenty of opportunities to just, get out there, get your voice heard and everything like that. Another thing is campus involvement. There is a website. I'm going to drop it in the chat. It's called Get Involved. That is the website that is used on to just kind of keep track of like what's going on campus. Let me drop this in the chat really quick. It's a website that can show all of the organizations that you would like to join. Events that are going on campus. There's links to go on the queue line to see what's going on downtown and in campus marches and things like that. So it's just all around Wayne State. I just love being in this environment. I feel so loved and supported and everything like that. And it's also close to home as well. So that's another factor into it. But yeah, no, I just love Wayne State in general. And I'm so happy to graduate here. I also applied to grad school for here as well. So fingers crossed that I'll get accepted soon. But yeah, I just love having that extra support. And that's one thing Wayne State is always going to offer you, is that extra support and give you that extra push to pursue other challenges that you want to achieve in your life and things like that. So yeah, if there's any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Thank you so much for sharing, Jayla. If anybody has any questions, you can always drop it in the chat if you don't want to say it out loud. But Jayla, it might be a good idea too if you just place maybe like your email address, so like the students can get in contact with you later on sure. If they have any questions.
Okay. This is my Wayne State email, so you guys can send me any questions or concerns, comments, or anything about Wayne State. So.
All right. So no questions.
I kind of have like a quick question.
I heard some people. That's okay. Whichever one
will go first.
Okay.
So about the parking, how does the parking kind of work in there at Wayne State?
So there is a lot of street parking. Obviously there's they have the little station set up. You can use your card or you can use coins, things like that. But there are mostly parking structures and parking lots, spread out all over campus. I'll be honest, they do make you pay like per semester. And I mean, prices fluctuate and things like that. But you can also use the student ID that they give you on Wayne State. It's called a one card. And like you can load money onto that and, just kind of swipe it every time you can go in and out of the parking structures. So normally I think it's like $8 if you use a credit card, but like if you use your one card, then it's $4. It's like half off. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of parking structures and lots that are around Wayne's campus, but also street parking as well if you're only going to be on campus for a couple of hours. But if you're going to be on campus like a lot during the week for like more than 2 hours, then I would say your best bet is probably to get a parking pass.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My question was about organizations on campus. Do you guys have a Black Student Union at Wayne State?
Of course we do. Yeah, that is definitely under the Get Involved tab. If you click on that website and go to organizations, Black Student Union is definitely, I'm a part of it. So one really cool thing is that like if you're a part of it for at least, I think for at least 2 years, then when you graduate, you get a
Accord?
it's not a cord. No, it's like a stole.
Okay,
it's
cool.
like a kente cloth stole, but Black Student Union, it's like it's just huge. They have something going on pretty much every month, you know, and they're very opening and welcoming and things like that.
Oh,
And like
okay, that's nice.
of course. But yeah, no, you can check that out on the link that I put in the chat, or you can go to just Wayne State or wayne.edu and things like that and check that out. So.
I have a question.
Of course.
So, I was talking to an academic advisor, and they said that for the Detroit Promise Scholarship, I would have to have 30 credits within a year. So she was trying to sign me up for classes, like 15 credits per semester to meet that requirement. And that doesn't sound like what I was told from what I've like, because I was talking to Detroit Promise. And from what I know, the minimum requirement is 12 credits or like full-time student basically, and a 3.0 or 2.5, I think. So I just wanted to ask, like, what's the minimum requirement to like be within Detroit Promise Scholarship?
Yeah, so Omar, good question. My name is Bibi. I'm a financial aid officer at Wayne State University. And yes, you need to be enrolled at least full-time for fall and winter, meaning 12 credits or more. Every student who who has that award, in order to retain it, does have to complete 30 credits per academic year. Now, if you don't complete, if you just do 12 credits in fall and 12 credits in winter, then you would have to make up the 6 credits like in the spring, summer semester. So if you did 15 in the fall, 15 in the winter, you're good. You've completed the 30 credits for the academic year.
Okay, understood. Right.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the chat that gives a little more information. And again, you have to, of course, make sure students who are receiving the Detroit Promise also have to maintain at least a 2.5 cumulative GPA. Obviously, if you earn higher, that's even better for you. But it's not just the credits, but it's also the GPA requirements.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had a question as well. I guess it just added on to what he said, because I currently attend Wayne State now. I transferred in the winter time.
Okay.
And I was thinking of taking summer, spring classes, and I wasn't sure if the requirements were the same to have full time in order to retain the scholarship, or is it 6 credits? I wasn't too sure.
So you have to be at least full time for fall and winter. So with the 6 credits, for springtime, I mean, that would put you at the halftime mark. So you don't have to, maintain, full time in spring, summer.
Okay, so like to retain the scholarship, that's the base what I was asking. Like, does it like help pay in the spring, summer?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me find out for you for sure, because I know it's typically pays for fall and winter.
Okay, yeah, that's what I moved to, but I wasn't too sure about spring and summer, what the requirements really were.
Oh, you know what? I think it typically just pays for fall and winter semesters.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody, if you have additional questions that aren't for Jayla, make sure you write them down and you save them, just because I know it's a couple of people that have to head out a little bit early, and we want to make sure that we get around to everybody's presentation. Did anybody else have any last minute questions for Jayla before she heads out? No? All right. Well, Well, thank you so much, Jayla, for sharing your Wayne State University testimony with us. Again, everybody, if you have any additional questions for Jayla, make sure you reach out to her via email.
Of course, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Jayla.
Bye.
Okay, so now I'm going to pass this along to Smriti so she can share her presentation with you guys.
Hi, I'm Smriti Panda, and I'm from the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. So I'm going to do a very quick general overview of Wayne State and what we have to offer. And then after that, we'll leave it up for questions. If you have any questions, and I'll also provide my contact information at the end of the slide. Feel free to take a picture of it, and then you can contact me if you have any individual questions, or if you want to set up an appointment, we can discuss your application and your admissions process a little bit more in depth. I am going to say I have been having trouble with my camera. It automatically keeps turning off. So what I'm going to do, I am going to go ahead and turn it off as I do the presentation. Okay. Okay, who are we? We are Wayne State University, and we are warrior strong. And I know I heard someone say that they're a current student at Wayne State. So yay, a future warrior. Some facts and figures about Wayne State University. We were founded in 1868 as the Detroit Medical College, and we are actually the third largest university in Michigan and among the top 50 largest in the nation. And we're actually a very, very diverse campus. We have approximately 27,000 students from 48 states and 70 countries. But I always like to talk about what I consider the real diversity of Wayne State, and that is its actual student body. We have students who come in straight from high school, and we have students who come in as transfer students, students who are going part-time, full-time, students who are in dual enrollment, which means they're high school students taking college credits, and seniors who've come back. And I think this is really important because it really feels like it brings you what the real world looks like straight into your classrooms. And I think that in itself offers a lot as far as our education goes. We are definitely academic strong. We have 13 different schools and colleges with over 350 different academic programs. So hopefully there's a program that you're looking for. We always tell students to go to wayne.edu/programs, and you can see all the programs that we offer. If you find something that you think of as interest, click on it and find out additional information, such as, is it a program that has a secondary application process? Is it a pre-professional program? Is it a program where you should plan on going into a graduate program in order to get licensed? The more information you have early on, the better decisions you can make. We also pride ourselves on our faculty to student ratio, which is 16:1. Does that mean all of your classes will be 16:1? No, some of the gen ed courses will be a little bit larger, but they are broken up into smaller groups. So you definitely have the contact with faculty members. And our faculty really encourage all of our students to meet with them during office hours. Not so much in person right now, but definitely virtually. You can always email them. So they're very, very accessible and want you to meet them. If you're struggling, or if you have a question, please make an appointment to talk to the faculty. We have a number of academic service support services that I really, really encourage students to take advantage of. I know Jayla was talking about CAPS, which is our counseling and psychological services. I mean, if you're feeling a little stressed out when you're at Wayne, it's exam time, or you're just having a difficult time with their class, or just anything, reach out to them and they'll be able to assist you. We always encourage students to make sure that they talk to an academic advisor, university advisor, or one of their programs, because these are the people who are going to be creating the roadmap for you to complete your degree. If you have any kind of disability, we tell students to contact students with disability services. They can advocate for you and make sure that you get the help that you need. Whether it's you need a little bit extra time for taking your tests, or, or any of the other situations that you may have. We definitely have scholarships, and we encourage students to take advantage of it. We have special scholarships for our community college students, and with our transfer scholarships, you don't actually have to apply for the scholarships. When you apply to Wayne State, and if you meet the criteria, the GPA and the credit hour criteria, you're automatically considered for those scholarships. The thing that you do have to pay attention to is the deadline dates. For scholarships for the fall, the deadline date is June 1st, and the winter scholarship deadline is October 1st. Now, all of this information is on our website under scholarships.wayne.edu. As far as rankings go, we are considered top 2 in the medical and law schools in Michigan, top 100 in the fine arts programs in the country, top 20% in social work programs in the country, and among the 100 most innovative schools in Michigan here. As far as alumni goes, we definitely have outstanding alumni, and I myself am a proud alumni of Wayne State. I have 2 of my degrees. I have my master's and my doctoral degree from Wayne State, and both of my kids have their bachelor's and master's degrees from Wayne State. So we're definitely a proud warrior family. 75% of the more than 274,000 alumni here live in Michigan. 90% of the alumni from Mike Ilitch School of Business actually stay in Detroit after graduation, and 40% of the practicing physicians have received some or part of their training at Wayne State. So next time you're visiting your doctor, take a look on their wall and find out where they graduated from and where they did their residency. You'd be surprised, it could be from Wayne State University. We are a Carnegie One research institution. About 2.6% of the institutions in the country have this designation. We receive about $259 million in annual research expenditures, and we are part of the one of the 3 state universities that make up the University Research Corridor. Why is research so important? Because this means our faculty are really on top, on the cutting edge of the information they're bringing to you in the classroom. And some programs actually require or prefer that you've had some kind of research to go into their programs, for the grad programs or professional programs. And we definitely offer that to our students. We're one of the few institutions that actually offers research opportunities to our undergraduate students. And research is more than just a white lab coat being in a classroom. I'm a social science researcher. And so you can be in any field, be it the fine arts, be it in education, be it in psychology, sociology, engineering, or any of the biological sciences, and you can participate in research. Can't say enough about the student life. We have a very, very active student life. Even during COVID times, we had a very, very virtual, active student organizations. We have about 500 different clubs and organizations, including sororities and fraternities. And we have 18 NCAA teams, and we are a Division II school. So I always tell students to see what kind of clubs and organizations we have and to get involved. We have found, research has found that students who get involved on campus tend to do well academically, which makes sense because this is where they meet a lot of their friends. It's that peer networking, it's creating your own community that's there to support each other. So take a look and see if there's a club or organization that you're interested. If not, if you're passionate about something, go ahead and do the paperwork and fill up the form with the Dean of Students office to start another club or organization that is of your interest. And that's how we got to 500. How to apply to Wayne State? We actually make the application process very simple. You would start by going to our website, wayne.edu/apply, and complete the online application, and you would complete the $25 application fee. If you need to have that application fee waived, you can definitely email us or talk to us, and we will tell you the process of how to get that done. And sometimes we do have special events going on, like Campus Open House, but we'll provide you with a fee waiver code that you can always use. But always, just feel free to reach out to us, and we can, we're more than happy to work with you on that. And as far as our deadlines go for the fall, which is a term that is from September to December. The application deadline is August 15th. And now that is the priority these are the priority deadlines. Winter is December 1st and spring, summer is April 1st. Now, when we say priority deadlines, that means we will try our best to complete the admission when you apply it at those times. Having said that, we really encourage students to apply much earlier. And it's really beneficial to you because the earlier that you apply, you get your admissions done. That means you can meet with an academic advisor, get your financial aid done, and pick courses before courses start closing up. So, you know, the rule of thumb I always like to tell students, like if you're thinking about coming here for the fall 2022, you want to go ahead and start applying now so we can get everything done. If you're thinking of coming for winter 2023, go ahead and apply as soon as the application opens up in August. Send us your transcript. So this way, it ensures that you don't miss the scholarship deadline. Once you've submitted your application, you want to go ahead and submit your transcripts. We will need transcripts from all schools and colleges that you've attended, regardless of whether you think those courses will transfer or not. And then the other thing you can do is you can also go to our transfer credit website, and I have the website right there, where you can see, and you can do your own informal transfer credit evaluation. You can put in the courses from the school or college and see if those courses transfer to Wayne State. What does it take to get into Wayne State? In order to be considered for admission, you need 24 transferable credit hours of previous college work. And we do a cumulative GPA, so we would need transfers from all schools and colleges that you've attended. You need to have a minimum of 2.5 GPA from all the higher education institutions that you've attended. Let's say if you've completed an associate's degree, you may be admitted with a GPA of 2.0 or better. If you don't have the 24 transferable credit hours, but you do have the 2.5 GPA, we can consider you for admission using your high school transcripts as a secondary review, which means you have to have been admissible from your high school, based on your transcript GPA and SAT or ACT scores. You're transferring to Wayne State. We will take a maximum of 64 credit hours from the community college, unless you're following an articulation agreement that allows for more. Like our School of Business has articulation agreements with some of the community colleges where they'll take up to 80 credits. So again, take a look. If you go on our transfer credit website, it'll give you a list of all the schools and colleges and programs for which we have articulation agreements. And listed here, and again, you can just take a quick picture if you want, or some what I consider very helpful websites for the transfer process. And if you'd like to come and visit campus, you can just go to wayne.edu/tour. You can schedule for a tour. We are doing both virtual tours and in-person tours. And if you'd like to schedule for a virtual appointment with an admissions counselor, again, wayne.edu/visit, and you can schedule for an appointment. If you'd just like to get up-to-date information from Wayne State, just send a text to WSU to 75644, and then you'll receive text from Wayne State about different events and programs that we're doing. And this here is my direct contact information. If you'd like, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You can try calling me, but if I'm with a student or if I'm not in my office, unfortunately, I won't be able to take that call and we will be playing telephone tag. So I always tell students to email me first. It's a lot easier for me to get back in touch with you. And then you can also email me if you would like to have a virtual appointment directly with me. When you go through our regular virtual appointment scheduling, you're going to get a counselor who is available. So it may or may not necessarily be me. Having said that, I hope that you will reach out to me if you have any questions during the application process. And I'm hoping to see all of you at Wayne State as future warriors.
I did have a quick question, if it's okay, Smriti. So is it helpful for the students to know about the transfer student orientation coming up? I know on the Wayne State website is 3 orientations required for the transfer students to attend. Will the Detroit Promise students need to attend these orientations?
The orientations are not necessary for the transfer students. Required is highly recommended, because a lot of resources are covered during the orientation programs. I know a lot of transfer students like to go ahead and get a jump start on meeting with an academic advisor so that they know courses that they need to take, which is one part of the whole process. The orientation will definitely give them information about additional resources, and they'll definitely have an opportunity to talk to an academic advisor with financial aid and just housing and organizations and things. I had put on the website, and I can go back to it, information about the Transfer Success Center. They are a really, really good resource to contact. And I can put that in the chat, the TSSC. They do a lot of things with transfer students. They've got Wednesday coffee hours, they have meet and greets, and they're a really, really good resource. Any other questions? Okay, if not, I guess.
Yes, hi.
Uh-huh.
So, right, so I have successfully submitted my application for Wayne State like 2 weeks ago, I guess, or a week, something like that. So I guess the only thing they need from me are my official transcripts, which I'm guessing will be sent during the end of the year, the end of the semester. And
Okay, you're currently at a community college, right?
yeah.
Okay, you can actually have your transcript sent now, and then you can send us an updated transcript after you've completed this term. So
Right. Yes. Right. Yes. Yes.
So this way we can go ahead and complete the admission, and then you can send us an updated college transcript so that we can update the transfer credit evaluation.
Also, I guess if I'm not mistaken, it looks like we don't need letters of recommendation.
For the admissions process for transfer students, we do not.
Oh.
Those letters of recommendations are needed for high school students.
Oh. Okay. Also,
I think, sorry, Joanna. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
the students are getting confused because I know I have been telling them about statement letters, recommendation letters to be submitted for the transfer application. So just so we're clear, and it's good that we're having this conversation, our students, the transfer students do not need to submit recommendation letters or statement letters for the
That
application.
is correct. Transfer students do not need to provide letters of recommendations or personal statements or anything. For transfer students, we really are looking at their transcript. We're looking at the number of transferable credit hours and their GPA to consider for admission. And if they've attended multiple colleges or universities, we would need all of those transcripts so we can do a cumulative GPA calculation, a cumulative transfer credit calculation.
Gotcha. Okay, my apologies, everyone. So thank you for clarifying, Smriti.
Sure.
So, right. So when I filled out my application, you see, I guess I got confused on the amount of credit hours and the current GPA that I should have put on there because, well, I put my current stuff on there and the amount of credit hours I earned now for the application. And
You don't need to worry in the sense that, you know, as long as you've said that you're a transfer, if you said you're at a different community college or a university, because we will be reviewing each of the transcripts ourselves to determine what is a transferable credit hour and the GPA.
okay, so if it's not like the correct amount, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, because, you know, even though you've put something in there, we do go in and double check and we do our own calculations.
I have a
Great.
question.
Because I mean, you know, even though you've put that in, there will be someone reviewing your actual application and your actual transcripts.
So all in all, Smriti, would you say that for the transferable credits, students should still be making sure that the credits that they have at their community college is going to be transferred over to Wayne State?
They should, and that's why we have that resource so that students don't take courses that do not transfer and lose time and money in the process.
So you guys only calculate the what is it? Like the only transferable classes? You guys only
No,
accumulate
when we're
classes, or
doing a GPA calculation, we're going to look at all the courses that you took.
oh, okay.
Okay, and the grades, and that's part one. And then we'll do what we consider a transfer credit process to ensure that you have at least 24 transferable credit hours to be considered for admission.
Okay, so after we had, just so I'm clear, so once we are deemed that we have the 24 transferable credits, that's why we should wait until our final transcript is posted to apply for the Detroit Promise. Because, so basically what I'm taking away from it is like, you want to have your credits to get admitted, that's 24, and then you want to have your credits to get the scholarship funding, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, it makes sense now. It's really clear.
And I have a question as well. So what is the maximum amount of credits that we are able to transfer with? Is it like 64 or 62?
64 transferable credit hours is the maximum credit.
Thank you.
So just so I'm being clear, and Bibi, you can step in for this as well. So I'm under the impression that for students to transfer with the scholarship and to be considered for the scholarship, that they need to have a 3.0 GPA and 58 transferable credits or more. Is that correct?
That is correct. Because this award is only a two-year award. So unfortunately, if students go beyond the 2 years after they transfer, unfortunately, they would lose this award.
So I think during our communication, everybody, kind of like how Ajane mentioned. So I know I've told other students this before, but you can transfer to Wayne State just as long as you meet the, you know, credit and GPA requirements that Smriti was discussing. But in order to transfer with the scholarship, the GPA and the credit amount that we've been discussing previously, it still remains the same. And Joanna says, is this for the Detroit? Yes, this is for the Detroit Promise Scholarship.
Was that a yes? Because you cut out a little bit.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct. That is for the Detroit Promise Scholarship. Okay, did anyone have any last minute questions for Smriti before we move on to Bibi's presentation?
I have a question.
Yes.
If I wanted to major in something completely different from what I got my associate's degree in, will my classes transfer towards that degree?
We would do a transfer credit evaluation, and you know, whatever courses would transfer or would apply towards that program, you would get.
Okay.
And
Well,
as long as you took transferable credit hours, you would get all of those credits. Now, if you change programs, what happens is it takes a little bit longer for you to finish your degree, because now you have to take courses that are required for that specific program.
Okay, thank you.
But doesn't mean that, if it's a transferable credit, you're going to get credit for it. It could be elective credits. And, if they're gen ed credits, you're going to get the gen ed credits for them.
Right. Okay, thank you.
I just had a question also.
Oh,
Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me? Okay. So if you have the Michigan transfer agreement, that is a part of Wayne State also, correct?
That is what the MTA does is it says that a lot of your gen eds will be satisfied for your specific school or college. For your program.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, last minute questions for Smriti? I know Smriti, you have to head out pretty soon, right?
I had a question.
Yes.
So last semester I actually applied at Wayne State, but my case was a little complicated. I talked to an advisor and they said for me to do the Macomb Wayne Advantage program. So I applied for that and I did the regular Wayne State application. Now, it wasn't until when the semester started, it started messing with my financial aid for both schools, or at least for the community college that I was going to. And because they were asking for like payments for classes, I kind of got confused because I never had to pay out of pocket. And when I realized it was because I was in the Macomb Wayne Advantage program, they made me drop my courses for Wayne State. But when I talked to the financial aid department from Wayne State, they told me that all I had to do was just drop my courses. And when I was ready to come back, all I had to do was just like let them know and start registering for courses. But they were still taking, and then they, what did they do? Oh, so they were still asking for payments, and then I asked a Macomb advisor why they were doing that. It was because, and then they said that it was because I was in the Wayne Advantage program. So I had to call back Wayne State, and Wayne State was like, well, the person who does the Macomb Wayne Adventure, I think his name is Doug.
Doug Peacock?
Yes, Doug Peacock. He told me that, well, he completely took me off of that program. And he said that because he did that, I would have to reapply for Wayne State because, and see if the transfer scholarship would still go under my name, because when I applied and got accepted for that semester, they did approve me for that transfer scholarship.
What you may want to do is actually send an email, set up for an appointment so that we can look at applications and documents and things. And then, provide resources or people that you may need to talk to move forward.
Okay, no problem. But I was wondering if I had to reapply, or do I have to call someone from
Well, if you're not part of Macomb Advantage, if you're coming in as a regular transfer student, you would need to reapply if you applied as a previous term. And this is what I'm saying, in the interest of time, it may be better for you to, just email me and we can set up for an appointment, because I really do need to look at your past records to see what's going on.
Okay, no problem. You said to email you?
You can email me, and I can send you information about setting up an appointment, or you can go on our general website, the the email, the site I had sent to schedule an appointment with any admissions counselor.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So how does minor, like, can you take like a minor and how does that work exactly?
Sure, you can pick a major, you can pick any minor that you want. Preferably, you would want to pick a minor in the same school or college as your major. That makes it a little bit easier, but it doesn't have to be that way. You would, if you pick a minor outside of your, I know like students may do, a lot of pre-med students may do something like biological sciences and dance or a music. And it's just a matter of meeting with the academic advisors in both areas to make sure that you have the courses that you need to take. That's where you would want to talk to an academic advisor when you go through orientation.
And everybody, if you have additional questions, make sure you hold them again for after the presentations are finished. We want to allow Bibi some time to check in with y'all about financial aid. Okay.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. My name is Bibi Ahmed. I'm a financial aid officer at Wayne State University. I'm also an alum, and I am currently in the graduate school as well. Let's see, am I able to? Okay.
I did give you screen sharing ability.
Okay, thank you. Yep. Okay, so. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so for the Detroit Promise for transfer students, this does cover the full cost of in-state tuition and standard fees. So Detroit Promise fills in the gap between the federal aid, state aid, Raise Me Awards, and other Wayne State financial aid awards you receive, and at the full cost of in-state tuition and standard fees. Full-time enrollment is required. It is renewable for up to 2 consecutive years of studying during the fall and winter semesters. So it only covers for fall and covers for winter semesters, but not spring, summer semester. Again, the requirements are you have to complete an associate degree or minimum of 58 credit hours. You must have a GPA of 3.0 or higher. You must meet the Wayne State University admission requirements, and you must complete the free application of federal student aid, or FAFSA as we call it for short. And of course, more information can be found at the Detroit Regional Commerce website, detroitpromise.com. So in order to apply for federal aid, of course, you have to complete your 22-23 free application of federal student aid, FAFSA, at FAFSA.gov. Make sure you use Wayne State's school code, which is 002329. That way, Wayne State will receive your FAFSA. So why do you file the FAFSA? Well, the information is used to calculate your expected family contribution, or EFC as we say for short. The schools then use your EFC to award financial aid. And then some private scholarships do require the FAFSA as well. But it definitely is required for federal and state aid. So the FAFSA is available every year beginning October 1st. And for the 22-23 FAFSA, you are going to use the 2020 income and tax information for both yourself and if you are a dependent student, for your parents as well. And then we also, the financial aid office does host FAFSA Fridays. Right now they're all virtual. So you'd be able to sign up and you can sign up for more than one. So this is where a couple of us financial aid officers are available to answer any questions that you may have about the FAFSA. And here's the website, the link where you can sign up for FAFSA Fridays. So of course, filing the FAFSA, you do that at FAFSA.gov. There's a lot of built-in edits, so it helps to prevent any costly errors. There's also a lot of skip logic that allows the student and the parents to skip unnecessary questions. For instance, the Internal Revenue Service, there is the data retrieval tool from the IRS, which makes it a lot easier to pull income and tax information from the previous year. And also this reduces the documents requested by the financial aid office. And just so you know, 1/3 of the FAFSA applicants are selected by verification from the Department of Education. You know, so of course, don't be afraid. More than likely, you know, a lot of times it's all it is just to confirm the information you put on your FAFSA. That's all it is. Of course, you know, there are federal aid programs, like there's some need-based grants like the federal Pell Grant and the federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant. Those are, of course, awarded, you know, by the Department of Education. There, of course, is federal work study, and that's basically, you know, you working on campus to earn money, you know, which helps pay towards your educational costs. Of course, there are loan programs like direct loans, like the subsidized and unsubsidized, and these are loans given by the Department of Education. And if you are a dependent student and if you do need additional loan funds, your parent can apply for a Parent Plus loan as well, but their credit will be required to be checked, but that's only for the parent. So basically, what would this all cost, you know, to attend the university? So when you look at your Wayne State e-bill, which would be in your financial aid portal and Academica, the direct costs are tuition and fees and on-campus housing and a meal plan. And then the pay out-of-pocket costs or indirect costs are your books and supplies, transportation, rent, meals, cell phone, parking. So here's a little breakdown for you to know, like if you choose to live at home, what you would end up having to pay is tuition and fees, and subtracting from that amount would be your scholarships plus your grants, and this would leave you with the net cost. Sometimes students come out with a zero net cost. Sometimes they come out with maybe perhaps paying a little bit of a balance, but you would be able to see all this again on your financial aid portal and Academica. And of course, with living on campus, you have additional costs like your dorm and meal plans. But again, basically, same thing. You know, you would also be able to see your net costs there as well. And of course, our student accounts receivable department, or cashier's office, as we like to call it, they do offer payment plans. So if you can't pay your full balance at one time, I highly recommend contact the cashier's office and they can work out a payment plan for you that's affordable. And how you can contact the financial aid office, of course, the Student Service Center, it's studentservice@wayne.edu. If you want to, of course, know more general financial aid information, you can visit us at wayne.edu/financial aid. And of course, for more information regarding scholarship, please visit us at wayne.edu/scholarships. And again, welcome to Wayne State.
Thank you so much, Bibi. Do you have time for maybe just about 4 or 5 questions, or?
Yeah, I can try to answer them.
I have a question.
Yes.
And I may need to come to FAFSA Friday, so just let me know. But I tried to add Wayne State to like my schools, and it says like my mom's. Hi, 1 second. I'm sorry. It says, I'm sorry, that my mom's household size has like grown or something, so it like won't let me move past the screen. And I just want to know, like, have you heard that be like an issue? I don't know what it is. Like, I didn't edit like her amount of people in her home or anything, so I'm just not sure.
Yes, that's a good question. And any issues that students have with filling out that FAFSA, I would highly recommend you contact the customer service at FAFSA.gov, because they're the ones who can try to work out whatever error technical issue you have with it.
And is that like a chat, or is it like a number, or you just have to talk to someone online?
You can talk to somebody on the phone. Their customer service number is located on the website.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would highly recommend that.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So for the Detroit Promise Scholarship, how do you know that you received the scholarship?
I believe that you could see it on your financial aid award offers, and I believe you'd also would receive an award letter in the mail as well.
I have a follow-up question to that. So I applied for a Detroit Promise transfer scholarship for the winter 20. I decided not to take classes until fall 2022. And I just want to know whether that would transfer. I don't know if I should be directing this question to you, but I don't know whether that transfer scholarship will stay on my account or whether I have to reapply for the transfer scholarship for fall 2022.
You were kind of cutting out there, Omar.
Oh, sorry. I just want to, so I decided, sorry. I applied for the transfer scholarship and received it for winter 22 semester.
Okay.
I then decided to not take classes and hold off until fall 2022.
Okay.
Will that scholarship transfer to my fall 22 semester?
Unfortunately, it probably will not. So I highly recommend you fill out a scholarship grant deferral form. Again, that's on our website, the Wayne State Financial Aid webpage, and there's forms there. So I would highly recommend that you do that because you run the risk of losing that scholarship if you don't enroll in the semester it was supposed to start for you.
Okay. So the other question is, would I have to reapply for it or would it just be the deferral that I would have to see?
I would say start out with the deferment form as we call it, because you may not have to reapply. They may hold off on giving it to you on the semester you do decide to enroll.
Awesome.
Okay, and then I did write in the chat, if anybody else had any other questions, financial aid questions, to email Bibi. I have her email address. If it's correct, Bibi, I have it in the Zoom chat. Just because I know Bibi and Smriti, they have to head out, but I will be here for any last minute general questions if anybody has them. But thank you so much, Bibi and Smriti, for taking the time out of your day to join us. We definitely appreciate all your help and your support. So everybody, don't forget, email addresses are in the chat. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. And I will put the phone number down as well for the Office of Student Financial Aid. So you can always, call or even email. We do take walk-in appointments in the first floor of the Welcome Center Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So you can actually meet in person with a financial aid officer as well to discuss your situation.
All right, thank you so much. So y'all, I'm here. I can hang out if anybody has additional questions.
Yeah, I do. So can Detroit Promise cover, when we're at Wayne State, can they also cover minors or?
So, I mean, I'm thinking just as long as it's within the amount of credits that you're supposed to be taking for the school year, which is 30 credits. I would say just as long as it's within that, then you should be fine. I believe Smriti mentioned this, but you were supposed to be taking 30 credits per academic year. So say, for instance, if you take 15 credits during the fall semester and 15 credits during the winter semester, just as long as it adds up to that, then you should be fine. But I would always recommend email Smriti. We have her phone number, or we have her phone number and her email address